Look, I'm not calling Al Michaels old, but I probably wouldn't put his call of the Rams-Bucks ending ahead of his "Do you believe in miracles?" line at Lake Placid.
Boots it, and the Rams, by the hair of their skinny teeth.
Hair of their skinny teeth? That sounds like a Freudian slip. For a cannibal. Welcome back to Odd Man Sports. I am your host. Deal with it. I'm also a host of a little show called That's Good Sports. I'm also on the Academy shortlist to host the Oscars with Steve Martin and Martin Short. Though I'm guessing that will be off the table once they watch this episode. Also, a quick reminder to subscribe here if you haven't already, and to go to thegameday.com for all of the best odds for the conference championship games. A preview of what's to come on today's show? Well, I'll take a look at Von Miller's master plan with the Rams, a lock for the surprise guest at this year's Super Bowl halftime show, and an explanation for how Bruce Arians single-handedly ruined my life. And it has nothing to do with Antonio Brown or Tom Brady. Dinks and Dunks. 13 seconds. The Bills were 13 miserable seconds from sending the Chiefs home packing. Not to mention scrubbing my Twitter timeline of the two worst things in it. Patrick Mahomes' brother and Patrick Mahomes' wife. Seen here dousing Chiefs fans in the frigid temperatures with chilled champagne. Now, this isn't the first time I've been critical of Brittany Mahomes, and at least one person has stepped forward to defend her against my attacks.
I don't care what anyone says. I love Brittany. And if anything ever happens to her because of a fucking idiot blogger.
Whoa. Blogger? I think the term you're looking for is vlogger, and no, I won't leave Brittany alone. As for Brittany's better half, and I mean that quite literally, Patrick Mahomes' stunning performance helped end Buffalo season. Another thing, Mahomes and Josh Allen ended with their back and forth duel, the entire sport of golf. Because after that insane ending, there is literally no argument left to ever watch golf ever again. You will never again hear someone say, "Hey, the football game's on, but first let me flip over and see how Max Homa's doing at the Wells Fargo Championship." Among those who agree with me, well, that's Max Homa, who tweeted this after the game. "How is golf supposed to compete with this? LOL, football is better." This year's halftime show in Los Angeles will feature Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre. And where can I bet that joining them on your TV for California Love will be Tupac's hologram? That's what they call in the business a lock. And if you're not happy with the size of your television, here's an idea. Sign up at the Game Day using the link below for your chance to win a 65-inch Omni Series 4K Smart TV, as well as other prizes. The former player is in trouble after another run-in with Broward County Police last week.
We're learning new details about the Cleveland Browns player who was arrested Monday for charging a deputy while naked in Deerfield Beach. Defensive tackle Malik McDowell seen on camera strolling around in the nude. His attorney claims he was drugged.
Now, since this story broke, police have been able to verify the attorney's claim that McDowell was drugged. And they've released a photo of the man who did it. Malik McDowell! And last but not least, a bit of heartwarming NBA news. Warriors guard Gary Payton II, who has recently spoken out about growing up with dyslexia, invited a group of dyslexic students to the game against the Pistons. Adding to the excitement, the students were even featured on the broadcast. And I don't think it was too hard for the cameraman to find them. Money talks. Last week, Bruce Arians was fined $50,000 for smacking his own player during the Bucs win over the Eagles. Now, this coincides with Antonio Brown's claim that the Bucs coach was forcing him to play despite having painful broken bone fragments in his ankle. These two recent incidents are forcing us to wonder if the architect of the risk it or biscuit offense is actually an okay guy. Or rather, what is more likely, the kind of guy who flies off the handle if you take his parking spot.
I came to work 2 days in a row, now some motherfucker was in my spot. All right? If there's a sign on a parking place, anywhere in this facility, don't park in a bitch or I'll tow your ass.
And we know Arians is serious because the previous year, Arians cut a Cardinals practice squad player who dared to park in his space.
That guy that you just replaced, he parked there. Okay? We ain't got many rules.
Hey Tony, can you play that laugh loop back to me? No, see that, my friends, is the laugh of a bad guy, which has not been Arians' reputation, thanks largely in part to maybe the greatest public relations quote of all time.
If you miss a football game, a recital, anything to do with your children, I'll fire you. There's plenty of time in this office to work. And you come back at midnight if you want to. Don't miss that recital because it means so much to your children. And I don't want those guys to ever miss that.
Wow, powerful. And as the father of a daughter with many school recitals and my future, piano, violin, ballet, I have one thing to say to Bruce Arians. Seriously, dude, fuck you. Fuck you, because hiding behind work to get out of our daughter's recitals and school plays wasn't just a trick play for us young dads. It was the entire play book. Oh, honey, you've got another performance of Fiddler on the Roof tonight? I'd love to come, but Justin Herbert just got a haircut. A figure skating recital, sweetie. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Oh, wait, what's that? Baker Mayfield's wife just popped off on the city of Cleveland? Go on, tell your mom to record it. I'll watch it later with you. Work was supposed to be our get out of stuff free card, and much like LL Cool J's Kangol hat, Bruce Arians ruined it. Odd man out. The Rams are one win over the 49ers away from the Super Bowl, and an appearance in the big game would certainly justify the team's all-in approach towards this season. So, how did the Rams get here? Well, by trading for 3 players in less than ideal situations in Matthew Stafford, Odell Beckham Jr., and Von Miller. And while you can probably imagine what it must be like being traded to the LA Rams, it's probably easier if Von Miller just tells you.
Can you take us through what the last couple of days have been like for you now that you're finally here?
It's different. You know, it feels like a movie. It feels like a movie. Well, like I said, it feels like a movie. It feels like a movie. It feels like a movie. It really does. It feels like a movie, and I'm excited to be in.
And the movie title that best sums up Von Miller's decision to leave the only team he's ever known to come play for the Rams? Sophie's Choice. And while Meryl Streep's character in the original movie struggled with her decision to send one of her children to the gas chamber, Vaughn explained why his decision to leave Denver was also an emotional one.
I'm such a sentimental guy. You know, thinking about my house, I got a crazy basement. I'm gonna miss that for sure. As
for movies, Von Miller had a different reference for what it was like joining the Rams.
It's kind of like, you know, Forrest Gump on the bus when you're walking in. You know, that was Jalen. That was Jalen for me.
From that day on, we was always together. Jalen and me, we was like peas and carrots. And once Vaughn was on the Rams team bus, he immediately started recruiting his buddy Odell. Though I'm not sure about his pitch. Come to the Rams so we can chase this ring together. And later, after Odell was in the fold, Miller posted a photo with the caption, "Let's chase this ring, family." Does Von Miller know that ring chaser is a negative term? Something Urban Dictionary describes as an athlete who has no pride and is willing to quit on his teammates and join his rivals in order to grab a championship without hard work. Or is Vaughn aware of the negative connotation of ring chaser, but is reclaiming the once pejorative term, like Geek Squad? But a word of caution. The history of ring chasers in sports is long and not especially dignified. Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq on the Cavs. Alex Rodriguez actually got a ring in 2009 after going from the last place Rangers to the Yankees. Though his attempt to chase down an engagement ring, that's been less successful.
In Santa Clara 2 years ago, A-Rod is here.
Which wasn't even the most uncomfortable cutaway to A-Rod's desperate wedding ring chasing during a Packers game on Fox, as narrated by Joe Buck.
Alex Rodriguez, Cameron Diaz. Sure, Alex is thrilled we just put the camera on him at that moment.
But here's why I'm okay with Von Miller's attempt to chase a ring. One, because his 9 hurries and strip sack last weekend showed he still has plenty left in the tank. And 2, because if he pulls it off, it will help remove the stigma around the term and pave the way for Vaughn to re-sign with the Broncos, at which point he can start pitching Aaron Rodgers on coming to Denver. Aaron Rodgers, come to the Broncos so we can chase this ring. All right, that's it for today. Only 3 more games this season, which means only 3 more chances to make some cash on football. So get your bets in, and I'll see you next week to break down the Super Bowl matchup. Odd Man Sports.
It's in the game.